Hello students, welcome to your computer classroom. So in the previous classes we have seen about the different models of e-commerce, then few other terms which are related to uh, digital transaction or the e-commerce. So before moving to the next topic, let us see it once again what we have covered till now. So we have seen the different you can say what is the meaning of e-commerce. So basically e-commerce is the transaction digital you can say the business transaction that occurs over the digital network comprising of different digital devices. Then it may also have the shopping as well as the different trading which is done in the form of stocks market. Clear? Then when this e-commerce is performed on the mobile devices, then we can say this as m-commerce. Clear? So m-commerce denotes the mobile commerce. Next we have seen the different models of e-commerce. So the different models we have seen. First we have seen business to consumer e-commerce. So what are the features of business to consumer e-commerce? In business to consumer e-commerce, the transaction occurs between one business to any individual or the consumer. Clear? So whatever the involvement it is there, it is between any business firm with any consumer. Clear? For example, here you can see the if there is any website which is providing the different objects like books, flowers. Clear? So these the different products or services, if these are being provided uh, by any business firm or any manufacturing company, and the purchaser is any individual or any consumer, so this is the direct you can say direct transaction between these two. Clear? There is no involvement of any other retail chain in between. Then the next we have seen is consumer to consumer e-commerce. So suppose any individual is giving the services or selling any product to any other consumer, then this model is called as consumer to consumer. Clear? So the example of this consumer to consumer e-commerce is one of example is online auction. Clear? So suppose you have any product, if you are willing to sell it, so we can use the online auction method. We will post that product on any of the e-commerce website, and then the person who is willing to purchase that, they will give their bidding. So the individual who has given the maximum bid, the maximum amount for that good, then it will be sold to that person. Clear? So this way there is direct communication or direct transaction between one consumer to another consumer. An example of this also is OLX. Clear? So this is also a popular uh, web portal where any individual can sell any of the products directly to another consumer. Next we have seen the business to business e-commerce. So what is the business to business e-commerce? A model of e-commerce where one business is giving the services or the product to another business. Clear? So here we have the direct involvement of one business to another business. For example, here it is also given, suppose there is any company which is manufacturing car or any other automobile. Clear? So then they will need some other goods for that. For example, if the company is purchasing the tires from any other different business firm, then there is transaction of these tires to that manufacturing company. Clear? So there is involvement of one business to another business. Clear? So this type of transaction when occurring between two business, then this is called as B2B e-commerce. Clear? Now next what we have seen, the next we have seen is business to employee. So in business to employee there is intra business e-commerce. You can say that the transaction occurs in between the company and the employees of the company. They are using the services or the products of the company itself. Clear? So this is with performed within the company, and the different services or the goods, For example, the people can collaborate with each other, they can exchange data, information, then the databases which is within the company they can be shared among the different employees. Clear? So this type of commerce where the business firm or the company is having the transaction with their internal employees, then this model is called as business to employee e-commerce. Clear? Then next we have seen what are the different advantages of the e-commerce. So here we have seen that these e-commerce is beneficial from the buyer's perspective as well as the seller's perspective. So how it is beneficial for buyer? Being a buyer, we can purchase the things while sitting at the home. We don't need to go to the market. Then next we have seen we can compare the prices. Clear? On the basis of comparison we can make up the mind that which is being provided at least cost, or if in the specification as well we can match. So comparison of prices as well as the comparison of different features of these products also we can do with the help of these e-commerce website. Then the next we have seen that these e-commerce platform also provides the reviews which are given by the people or the customers who have already purchased those products. Clear? So on the basis of those reviews also we can get an overview that how the product is, and on the basis of those reviews we can take up the decision. Then there is it is also convenient for us that the product is delivered at our doorstep. Clear? So whatever the goods or services we are willing to have, we can get it delivered at our doorstep. We don't need to go to any market or any shop. Clear? Then next is feedback can be instant. So whatever is the feedback, if there is any problem, there is any issue with whatever the object or the product we have ordered, so then we can give the feedback, we can request for the replacement or whatever is the service which is being provided, we can uh, directly communicate with the seller. Clear? Now this was the benefit for the buyer. Then how it is beneficial for the seller? For the seller, the expenses are reduced because there is no middleman, there is no you can say there are no retail chain involved in between. So this how this overhead expenses are reduced. Next is whatever the marketing activities, there is reduction of for those marketing activities, as there is no market involved. Directly the seller is providing the goods or services directly to the consumer. Then the next one is potential buyers can be millions of people. Clear? So e-commerce platform can you can say that it increases the customers, because anywhere across the world the people can order and get the goods and services for them. Clear? So this way the reach of these services and goods increases. Next we have discussed about shopping cart. So what is shopping cart? Shopping cart is basically, you can say, a virtual uh, mode in which whatever the product we are purchasing, they are kept in a virtual way to keep the track of the items or the quantity which we have purchased. Clear? So and also we have seen the different research which we need to do before purchasing online. So first we need to go through the reviews, whatever which is available on the internet. Then we can also do the you can say comparison on similar the different other services which is being provided by other sellers, other websites. So this way we have you can say a lot of uh, um, platforms where we can get the review as well as the comparison of these things. Clear? So on the basis of these things we can uh, come to a decision about purchasing the product. Clear? So this is the research which is required to be done before purchasing the product. Now next we are going to see that what is e-retailing. Clear? So let us see. So once you have researched your product, read the reviews and found the best price, you are ready to purchase the product. So e-retail occurs when the retailers use the web to sell their products and services. Clear? So what is e-retail? E-retail is the electronic retail where the service provider or the manufacturer is using the internet services for selling their product and service. Clear? Now how to make an online purchase? So already we are using these things, so easily we can relate with this. Let us read this. So a customer, or also which is called as consumer, visits an online business portal at the electronic storefront. Clear? So whatever the website, the web application or mobile application, the person can choose and visit that website. So whatever the product which are there, that can be accessed using these websites or the platform. An electronic storefront, also called an online catalog, is the website where an e-retailer displays the product. Clear? So as we visit any shopkeeper or any market, there we have different multi complexes. So there also the different products are available for display. In a similar way, whatever the website or web application we are using, there we have the online catalog of these products. Clear? So with the help of these website, the retailer displays the product. Clear? Then these catalogs contain the description, the images. Clear? That how this is virtually this is appearing, and also sometimes the product reviews. Clear? So this way the online catalog tells us the different specifications, the images means the graphics of that. It may also have you can say images as well as sometimes videos of those product also. Clear? So this way on a digital platform, these review, description and graphics are provided by the you can say the seller. Next, let us see. After going through the product, the customer makes a selection. This activates a second area of the store known as shopping cart. So we have discussed earlier that when you have made the decision, when you have make up the mind, so what we do, we add that product or whatever the service you are choosing, we add that product to the shopping cart. Clear? Then the shopping cart allows the customer to collect the items for making purchase. Items in the shopping cart can be added, deleted or even saved for future visit. Clear? So this way shopping cart is actually, you can relate with when you visit any of the multi complexes or shopping store. So there we use sometimes if you are purchasing different items, so there are carts. So when we collect those items first at different counters, we collect those items, and after at the last when we want to go at the billing counter, then we they have the wheels in those carts, we can drag to wherever we want to locate. Clear? So in a similar way these shopping cart also have the similar features. Virtually we can add the different items, we can delete already added items in that. Clear? And suppose we don't want to purchase at that time, then you can save, and whenever we will visit the website again with our username, whatever is your information, so using that we can log in on that particular website, and if already added cart you have not made the payment, then they will remain there. When you will visit it again, you can check it from your shopping cart. Clear? Next step is, when ready to complete the purchase, the customer proceeds to the checkout. Clear? So suppose you are willing to order that product or any service, so after adding them to the shopping cart, at last we will go to the checkout feature. So at this time the customer enters his personal and financial information through a secure web connection. So whenever this payment and the other uh, mode of payment can be chosen, so whenever we are using these services, it is required that there should be a secure web connection. Why? Because whenever we are paying the money, it should be a secure connection so that any other user should not get the information, the confidential information we are providing, like the credit card number. Clear? If you are using net banking, there you will use your username and password. If you are using the ATM card, then there are ATM pin, then card number. Clear? So these are all the very confidential information which you are providing on that web portal. So that is why there should be a secure web connection for doing these payment. Clear? The transaction and the financial data are automatically verified at a banking website. So whenever we are making this payment, whenever you provide these information at the backend, automatically that information is verified from that particular bank for which you are providing the information. If the bank approves the transaction, the customer receives a confirmation of the purchase. Clear? Then the e-retailer processes the order and sends it to the fulfillment center where it is packaged and shipped to the customer. Clear? So whenever we are after making the payment, if it is confirmed from that respective bank, then you receive the confirmation of the payment, as well as the e-retailer will also get the confirmation that you have made the order. And after, when it is confirmed, then the retailer or the manufacturer sends for the further processing, where the product will be packaged and then it will be shipped at the doorstep of the customer. So shipping information is posted on the website and emailed to the customer so that the customer can track the order. The order may take a few days after the purchase to reach the customer. So when you have made the order, when it is being packaged and shipped to the customer, so in between all of these, the shipping information is provided to the customer via mail as well as by different messages. So by these information, the customer can track whatever the order he or she has made. Clear? So this way the customer is also updated about the progress of the order which is made. Clear? Now next, let us erase this. Now coming to the further steps. When you are purchasing online, make sure that you have entered all the required information. Clear? So whenever we are making this whenever we are giving and ordering the any product, so before that, in between, we need to give our information, the personal information. The shipping address is required to be submitted, so it should be ensured that all the information, the billing address, these are all, this all should be correct. Only then it will get delivered easily. So typically you need to type your full address, including the postal code or the zip code, your phone number, and your credit or debit card number, its expiry date, and the security code. Clear? So for ordering all of these things, for making the order, we need to provide the full address, the pin code, that is the postal code, the phone number, then as well as for making the payment, whatever is your credit card, debit card number, or if you are making using the online banking feature. Clear? So this all should be provided correctly. Only then the order will be booked. Clear? Many retailers requires you to open an account on their website. Clear? So suppose you are using any of these e-commerce platforms, then we need to have an account so that it can be authenticated, as well as it will be easy for the customer as well, so that later whenever he visit that website, he can also track the order, he can see the shopping cart. Clear? So this way, the most of the websites require that you must need a, a username, or you can say the customer is required to have an account on that particular website. Sometimes there is no requirement, there is no necessity to have an account. Without having an account also we can order the product. So it depends on the service or the website which you are using. So therefore, before making a purchase, you should set up your account and then log in to the website. Clear? So this way, these were the steps for making or getting any product or any service ordered using this e-commerce platform. Now these days the companies are also providing the facility of cash on delivery. Clear? So this cash on delivery, which is also called as COD, so using this feature we don't need to make the payment at the same time when you are ordering. The payment can be done later also when the product will be delivered at our doorstep. Clear? So the meaning of cash on delivery here also it is given. So COD means you can pay for the goods you have purchased only after the goods are delivered to you. Clear? So this is the benefit which is being provided by these online platforms. Now this all the steps which you have just seen, you can see the same steps are graphically given, that how the transaction or what is the path of this e-retail chain. So you can see the step 1 is the customer views e-retailer's electronic storefront. This electronic storefront means the web portal where the different products are given, for example Flipkart, Amazon. Clear? So whatever is the catalog means that different images, the specifications of those products. So first the customer visit these, then step 2, whatever the product we want to choose, we add them to the shopping cart. Clear? Then step 3 is when you have added to the shopping cart, then when we go for the checkout, so in the checkout option the customer enters his personal and financial information on any secure website, then e-retailer sends financial information to the concerned bank. Clear? So whenever we make this uh, checkout, whenever we do the checkout means whenever we are confirming our shopping cart items, then we need to give our bank details, the card number or whatever is the mode of payment we are choosing. Then when you uh, give these details, the e-retailer means that particular manufacturer or that company that will confirm these information on that website. Clear? uh, they will confirm this information from that concerned bank. Clear? Then after that, coming to step 4, the bank performs security checks. Clear? So when we are ordering something, when we have given these information, then the banks authenticates, it checks that whatever the information which we have provided, that is correct or not. So when there is confirmation from the bank as well, then in the next step the e-retailer's web server sends confirmation to the customer, processes the order and then send it to the fulfillment center. Clear? So when there is confirmation that the different transaction details which you have provided, the bank details, so when it is confirmed, this e-retailer sends a confirmation of the order to the customer and sends this information further for processing, that is whatever is the fulfillment center where it will be shipped and further steps will be taken. So in the when it is confirmed from the e-retailer, then in the next step this fulfillment center packages the order, prepares it for the shipment and then sends a report to the server where the records are updated. Clear? So at these fulfillment center, what happens, whatever the items we have purchased, they are packaged. Clear? The packaging is done, whatever is the address which we have provided, they are written and pasted on these uh, packets, and according to the location of the uh, customer, means from a single fulfillment center, maybe it is delivering across the whole country, so according to the location they are grouped uh, accordingly and then they are sent to the next step. So in the next step this order travels from the fulfillment center to the customer, so shipping information is posted on the website. So from all of these steps, when it is sent to the fulfillment center, at each of this step there is updation of the location. Clear? So at each step the information is updated that where the product has been reached. Clear? So this way the customer can also keep the track that whatever is the current location of that specific product. Then in the next step that package is delivered to the customer. Clear? So from different you can say delivery companies are involved in between, maybe the retailer has its own delivery service, so using those delivery services the products are uh, delivered at the doorstep of the customer. Clear? So this was all the path where this e-retailing transaction has been occurred. Clear? So by this picture it is more easy to relate. Now next is PayPal purchase. So what is PayPal purchase? There is a method of payment as we use this debit card, credit card or online banking. Similar to this we have a PayPal mode of payment. Let us read this. So if an online retailer supports payment through websites such as PayPal, you can see an options to pay through PayPal in a payment section. Clear? So whenever we are making this payment, so on the payment page we have several options. For example, we can choose debit card, credit card. Clear? Online banking, then the different mobile payment methods are also being used today. For example, Google Pay, the different government payments method like Bheem. Clear? UPI payment. Clear? So these are the different payment services which are provided by different companies. So similarly we have a PayPal method also. So if there will be PayPal supported on that particular website, then it will display this PayPal payment method. So by clicking on that option, this will take you to the PayPal website where you log in using your PayPal login ID. for using this PayPal payment method, first we need to have our uh, user ID for using this PayPal payment method. So PayPal shows you the purchase details from the online retailer. When you can then process the payment through your PayPal account. Once the payment is processed, PayPal returns you to the online retailer's website and you can view your invoice and payment receipt. Clear? So this is similar to any of the other payment method. When you are making the payment through this PayPal purchase, so when you have given your uh, credential, that is the username and password whatever you have made on that PayPal website, so when you give this information and it is authenticated, clear, then your product will be booked, that specific amount will be deducted from our account, and then there will be confirmation from the retailer website. Clear? And we can also view our invoice and whatever is the payment receipt. Clear? So this is a online way of doing the payment. Now next is the security concern, that how we can assure that the website which we are using, that is secure for our payment or not. So this is very important steps. Nowadays there are increase in the number of online frauds as well, so that is why we need to be very uh, alert while making this payment, so that only the payment is made to the respective seller and there is no theft, online theft from our bank account. So about these security concerns and other security precautions we are going to discuss in the coming class, and also then we will complete the exercise as well. So till then, read and revise the things, and you can also try to do few of the questions from the exercise, like filling the blanks and tick the correct answers. Clear? So let us meet in the next class. Whatever the doubts you have, you can discuss in the coming online session. Okay, thank you.